What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinion on Stormgate. Um, I want to start by saying, this game is in a very bare bones state. This is a very early beta. The game has been in development for a year and a half. If you saw what StarCraft 2 looked like a year and a half into development, you would understand how amazing of an accomplishment this game is. But what I'm seeing on the internet is people comparing this to StarCraft 2, a game that has been out 20 years and has three fully formed factions. Um, and it's kind of wild because that doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Like this game is nowhere near finished. It's gonna look a lot better in its final form. I promise you that, and it's got a lot of promise. Um, One thing I see a lot is like, why would people switch to this game? It's just another StarCraft 2. Guys, if you want to play a motherfucking Blizzard game for the rest of your life, a Blizzard game that they've abandoned, that they're never going to come back to, that they're never going to resume development for, we're never getting another StarCraft 2 DLC. They get one patch a year. The game's been out 20 years. It's made by Blizzard, guys. Blizzard fucking sucks. Anyways, if that's what you want to play for the rest of your life, go play it, and stop commenting on Stormgate videos, please. Um, it's just been a lot of hate, and the game does not deserve it. This game has been so much fun to play. So, I'll start by talking about my experience so far. I started and I've mostly been playing Infernals. The game is super easy to pick up compared to Age of Empires or StarCraft 2 or anything else. It's just very simple to pick up because one thing is it has an incredibly intelligent control scheme um, in which you can just you really only need a few keys, right? You press W and it opens up a menu in which you build units. You can build your workers, you can build your basic units. And then you press E and there's more advanced units. You press R, it pulls up upgrades. You press T, it pulls up more advanced upgrades. That's it, guys. You don't have to find your blacksmith university wherever you place it on the map or have a hotkey for those buildings specifically. You don't need to hotkey every single barracks you make. You don't need to hotkey every single stable or whatever they're called in this game, iron vault or conclave. You don't need to hotkey those buildings. You just pull up your menu and you can set all your military buildings to go where you want them to go with just the press of W, and you just right click and then bam. So the controls are very intuitive, and this is me in the red, by the way, and my opponent in the blue. The controls are super intuitive. The gameplay itself is very fast paced and fun. It's the kind of gameplay I'm looking for where you can make units right from the start of the game and use them to get an advantage. And there's no crazy defensive structure from the start of the game, like the shrines and the town centers, the whatever you call them, the command centers for Vanguard. They do not shoot or anything like that, so I can make a unit as soon as the game starts and walk straight to my opponent's base if I want to. And yeah, it's very aggressive. It's a very fast-paced game, and there's no you can still turtle, obviously, because you can turtle in any RTS, but it's not like as detrimental to the gameplay, because the game, if he just turtles on 3 bases, it's just very simple. I just go 4 or 5 bases and then just wait until that eco advantage kicks in, and I just win the game. And it's very straightforward. Whereas in a game like Age of Empires 4, it's like, oh, he's walled his whole base in as China, at the 5-minute mark. And now what do? Do I go 2 TCs? You can't match China's 2 TC. Do I just try to kill him? It's probably just gonna die to the Barbican and the walls because he'll have enough time to boom. And it's just and then the game goes 20 minutes and you don't even fight until the last fight, and that's it. It's not like that in Stormgate ever. There's always constant action on the map. Even if you're just taking creep camps, right? you can always use your army to get an advantage. That's the thing about in AOE4 is sometimes you build army and then you can't use it to get anything. You can't get anything from it because they walled their whole base and they're standing with longbows behind the wall, or they put sprinkled towers on every 3 feet, so now you need siege. These kinds of things happen a lot less often and a lot less seriously in Stormgate, and those are the kinds of things that I'm looking for, because I want faster paced games compared to Age of Empires, but I don't want it to be like StarCraft 2 where you look away for a half second and your whole army's dead. And I think this game has found a great balance with that. The fights, we'll fast forward a little bit to where there's like a decent little fight. The fights are faster paced than Age of Empires, slower paced than StarCraft, and they're just fun, and they're easy to micro as well, and but then there's still like plenty of room for, look at how long I'm sitting this here. I'm just kind of like expanding. This is me playing really bad. This should have dropped already, obviously, and I should be attacking the villagers. But yeah, it's just a nice change of pace from AOE4, where I don't know, I killed all the workers here, so this was really big. In AOE4, you can just make, a tiny little error, like, oh, I didn't get my scout there in time to stop him from getting this wall up, and then your units are useless. In this game, you can always find something to do with your units, and it's just so fast-paced, and not a whole lot of, like, oh, I built these units, and he just built a turret in his base, so my units are useless now, and now I'm basically just going to lose the game, but I gotta play for 10 more minutes just to try my best, right? It's not really like that ever. Like, I always can come back into the game by just taking a fight with good micro at any point. I've had people beat me when I'm on 5 bases and they're on 3 just because they microed better, like way better, and they took better fights, which I think is fair. And I don't know, I've just really enjoyed this style of gameplay. Now let's talk about, like, Stormgate. It's obviously very bare bones right now, and what I think is really promising, though, is that, like I said, this game has only been in development for a year and a half, and it looks like this, and it's already super fun to play. Like, I've played like 200 games, or more than that, in the last couple weeks, or last month, or whatever, and we don't even have the 3rd faction yet. We don't even have tier 3 units yet. There's bugs. The textures are missing. Placeholders everywhere. Half the Vanguard has tons of placeholders on there. Like, they have on their top bar abilities, they send a dog across the map. That's, a placeholder. This chicken, placeholder. This dog, placeholder on the vision cam. There's so many placeholders. The sounds are placeholders as well. So this is him attacking, and so he was gonna convert all of my workers, because the Infernals have an infest mechanic, and they convert enemies that they kill into fiends. So I just went ahead and suicided all the workers here to kill as much army as I could, and I think that actually made a big impact in this fight. But yeah, I'm really excited with where this game is gonna go, because not only is it a fun game already, but the devs have shown that they work very quickly, and they make adjustments very quickly, and they're willing to listen to the community. Like, if you guys just go watch some videos from Pig or any of those StarCraft 2 channels where they've been casting Stormgate games on the last patch, and you see the last patch, you'll see dramatic improvements. And if you watch the Stormgate video where it shows, like, how the game has progressed over the last year and a half, guys, it's only been a year and a half, like, you'll see just how far they've come. And, like, 3 months ago there was one faction in this game, or 4 months ago, I don't know what it is now, 5 months ago, and in another 4 months from now, there's going to be 3 factions in this game. And it's going to be in early access and free to the public. And there's going to be a campaign. There's going to be co-op missions. And they're going to keep adding stuff regularly from there. Like, it's going to be live service. We don't really have something like that in RTS. Like, and this is what I don't get why people aren't more excited about this. Like, we really don't have something like that in RTS. Like, sure, AOE4 gets a balance patch every 3 months with a new map or two, and then once a year we get like the big thing for AOE4. But this game, they're planning to really offer like live service, like Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is a garbage game, but you get what I mean. Like, every season there's going to be they plan to have new campaign missions every season. Like, they plan to have new content for the single player. They plan to slowly introduce the 3v3 hero mode, which is completely different from the 1v1 mode. And they plan to just keep building the game and adding new things constantly. Like, they've said that is their biggest focus. And the game already has so many quality of life features that Age of Empires 4, a 3-year game, a game that's been out for 3 years, not in development for 3 years, but that's been out for for 2 years, 2.5 years, whatever. We're so many things that we're missing. Guys, I want you to see what I'm doing right here. Look at this. Can you do this in AOE4? Can you go backwards in your replays? No, you can't. I want you guys to see this right here. Can you do this in AOE4? Can you save your replays? All of these are files. Guys, see, that's the file name. Because these replays are all in your computer. And check how far back we can go. Look at that. February 1st. And okay, it won't let me watch the replay, but the file is there. I can go get the file and I can use it. I just can't watch it in the game client right now because there's been so many updates or whatever. But we can scroll all the way back. This is like the first game I played. Right here. Age of Empires 4, I can see like my last 6 to 8 games played. I can click on the replay. I can't rewind. Every time there's a server update, those replays disappear forever. I can't save those replays or find them in my files. Guys, this game has been in development for 1.5 years, and we already have these very basic things, and they're going to continue to improve. So, I'm really hopeful about the future of this game. People keep asking me, like, am I going to quit AOE4? Like, I will always love Age of Empires 4 because, it was my first real-time strategy. It gave me a love for the genre, and it's a very fun game. But there's just so many little things about it that, like, it suck, guys. I want to show you guys, like, real quick. Like, look at the evolution of my, just look at the evolution of, like, my thumbnails, right? They've gotten a lot better. And I think the thumbnails look best when I get a really cool screenshot from the game. Like this one. Like, you don't see these every day. And you've got the Sipahi charging in on the Zhuganu and the Barbican, and the Rams are there. Those screenshots make for the coolest thumbnails. You know how hard it is to get these thumbnails in Age of Empires? It's so hard to get these screenshots because the replays disappear. So if I stream and I stream 10 games, the first 2 games are probably not there anymore by the end of the stream. So I can't get anything from those games. Then when I do have the replay, I can't rewind. So if I miss the perfect moment to screenshot them, I got to start the replay all over. And what happens is I end up with a lot of thumbnails like this, where I just have to take some generic picture of Jeanne d'Arc because, oh, well, the replay file was missing that I wanted. Or like, look at this garbage thumbnail. What is this? I've cut a keep from a different picture and put it here because I couldn't get the actual thumbnail I wanted. And this kind of thing, like these This kind of thing happens all the time, and it takes a long time to make these thumbnails, guys. Sometimes I go into Age of Empires 4 and I recreate scenarios because I don't want to use some garbage thumbnail and the replay disappeared, so I recreate a scenario, and it takes so much time and effort. And actually playing the game itself, I'm sitting in queues sometimes for 2 to 5 minutes to get a game, and then I get a game against somebody who's Conqueror 3 and has 400 more ELO than me, or 300 more, or 200 more ELO than me. They've, you know, just way better than me. The being at the top of Age of Empires 4 is ELO hell. There's very few people similar to me in skill that I get a chance to play against. Like you know what I mean? Like I queue up and I get Conqueror 3s or pro players, or I get like lower diamond players that I destroy. And something like 1 in like 5 or 6 games is very close. And the games take too long. Like the games take way too long. Like and there's too little action. I've had too many 20-minute games where it's just one big fight at the end and the rest of the game you're just macroing. And I'm just not here for it. Like at the end of the day, guys, I'm not going to quit Age of Empires 4 forever. Count on seeing me in every season. Count on seeing me try to get Conqueror in every season. But if Stormgate comes out and they've just continue to do the good work they've been doing and continue to improve the game constantly and listen to our community feedback, and it's just so much better, guys. I hate it though. I hate that it is that way because I wish Age of Empires could fix the very basic things like let us rewind our replays. But it's been 3 years, guys. It's been 2.5 years, and it's great. Like we got a great new DLC. I love Jeanne d'Arc. I love Byzantines. Like I love Japanese. I love that we got that stuff. But why does it have to come at the expense of being able to rewind my replays or save my replays? Why can't we get those very basic things that would make my life as a content creator so much better? Why can't we focus on making the game a tiny bit less defensive? And the games the games just take too long, guys. Like we can't grow a player base when the games take 45 minutes in 1v1. And even like I tried to get my friends into this game a few years ago when I got into the game. Like we were playing games against AI that took 2 hours because we had no idea what we were doing. The tutorial was bad and we just didn't understand the game at all, and all of my other friends quit. I was the only one who played. I had several real life friends who tried this game, enjoyed it, but quit because they didn't understand what the hell was going on, and it was going to be way too much work to figure it out. Like, Age of Empires 4 is probably the most complicated game I've ever played. And at this point, like, I'm in love with the real time strategy genre, and I just want simplicity, aggression, micro. I don't want to have to, like, oh, well, okay, I picked Ottomans and he picked HRE. Guess I have to fast castle because you can't feudal all in here. Guess I have to play this way because you can't play this way. And that's what AOE4 feels like at this point at the highest level. It's like I feel like I have to, if I see the English player has walled in his whole base, then I gotta add a second town center and try to get to, you know, a point where I have 3 mangonels and 3 springalds and a trebuchet because that's the only way to kill English. It's just there's too much being forced into a certain strategy. There's too many long games, and there's too many quality of life features that are just missing. So, at the end of the day, I think Stormgate is already doing a lot of this stuff better than Age of Empires 4, and I love Age of Empires 4, and I wish that they could just do the stuff that Stormgate is doing, but they can't. And they're never going to. And yeah, I do see a future where I play Stormgate more than Age of Empires 4. If Stormgate continues going the way it is. Now, it could completely crash and burn, who knows? But the game is extremely fun so far, and if you're an Age of Empires player who just likes the historical factions and you just like playing against AI, or you just like playing in Gold League and you don't really care about all of the like the replays and the, you know, having different strategies and the stuff that goes into playing Age of Empires 4 at the top level, then you're going to be just fine. Just play Age of Empires. To each their own, guys. Just enjoy the game you like. There's no reason to go out and hate on things. And I'm not trying to hate on Age of Empires 4. This is coming from a place of constructive criticism, guys. I love Age of Empires 4, and I wish it was better. But I do see myself playing Stormgate more in the future because they've they've shown that they work quickly. We had a broken unit and they fixed it in 2 days. You guys remember when Warrior Scouts broke the game for 4 months in a fully developed Age of Empires game? But in Stormgate we had a broken unit and they fixed it in 2 days and we're in a closed beta. Anyways, guys, I think the future is bright for Stormgate. Like everything that I see people complain about Stormgate, I was literally like, oh well, that's gonna be fixed. That's gonna be fixed. And I think a lot of these people are gonna come back to the game with, admitting they were wrong. Because the Frost Giant devs have proven that they know what they're doing and that they're gonna listen to us as a community and build one of the greatest RTSs that will ever be made. In my opinion, I think they have what it takes. Are they going to do it? We have to wait and see, but I think they have what it takes. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.